Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for being here with us today to kick off the Battle of the Badges, which is a friendly competition amongst first responders to bring about awareness and blood donations in an effort to save lives. Life presents hundreds of different scenarios that require blood from donations, so I thank you in advance for helping us spread awareness of how important it is to come together to save lives through these blood donations. We tend to assume that there will be blood available when we need it or when our loved ones need it. But the fact remains that there are shortages of blood regularly, and people's lives and treatments are impacted by the shortage. Once again, thank you for being here, and I will now introduce you to the leaders in this endeavor who will be speaking to you today. First, we're going to have Mrs. Joanne Nowlin. She is the Chief Executive Officer of the American Red Cross, Los Angeles region. Our very own Chief of Police, Michael Moore. Kristen Crowley, she is the Chief of the Los Angeles Fire Department. April Tardy, she is the Undersheriff of the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department. And Mahogany Thomas, who is a Supervisory U.S. Probation Officer who initiated the concept of Battle of the Badges to begin with. After our press conference, we are going to take questions from all of you, and we're also going to have a Spanish speaker from the American Red Cross, Regional Communications Director, Marilyn Jimenez Davila. So I now hand it over to Joanne Nowlin, the CEO of the American Red Cross,
Great.
Los Angeles region. Thank you, ma'am.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Commander. So the blood supply across the country has fallen to critically low levels. We now face an emergency blood shortage. Hospitals are asking for more than we can replenish. Every 2 seconds, someone needs a blood transfusion. Cancer, trauma patients, sickle cell anemia. Several years ago, I was one of those patients in the emergency room who needed life-saving blood transfusions. Thankfully, because of our volunteer blood donors, the blood was available for me. So today, driven by an oath and passion to give back, our first responders are going above and beyond to save lives. For 18 years, we have celebrated Battle of the Badge. It's a friendly competition where badged heroes and first responders roll up their sleeves to help save lives. Since starting in 2007 by Mahogany Thomas of the United States Probation Office, Battle of the Badges has collected more than 50,000 units of blood. So we are hoping this year to add another 3,000 units of blood through Battle of the Badges. This life-saving initiative is open to the public. So you're invited to join one of our blood drives and be side by side with 44,000 other first responders, friends, and families who have stepped up and rolled up their sleeves these past 18 years. We are now, there's ways you can do that. You can go to redcrossblood.org. You can call 1-800-RED-CROSS. The code is BOB24. And you can go to our Red Cross Blood Donor app. All very simple. You can make a difference. Each year, an executive leads this campaign, and for the last year and this year, we're so pleased to have Chief Michael Moore back, providing the leadership we need to make this successful. So, Chief Moore?
Joanne, thank you. And to all the members of the media, thank you for being here today and bringing attention to such an important topic here. In 1969, then President Richard Nixon signed a proclamation declaring January the National Blood Donors Month. It was to honor blood donors across America, as well as to bring important attention to the critical importance of maintaining a strong blood supply across the United States. What I'm really proud of is this young lady behind me, Mahogany Thomas, who in 2007 was part of the U.S. Probation Department, initiated the Battle of the Badges, what was indicated by Joanne, a friendly competition amongst men and women, first responders, fire and police, sheriffs included, marshals, the entire first responder family, a friendly competition amongst us ourselves to donate blood. Over the course of that time, we've seen, as was referenced, 50,000 units that have been donated. This last year, we established a goal of 3,000 units just for the LA area, the LA County area, with Sheriff Luna, myself, the 42 other chiefs that are in LA County, as well as their fire counterparts with Chief Crowley. Chief Crowley and I sat side by side in a couple of adjoining gurneys and donated blood this last year to bring awareness and attention. I'm proud of the fact that our first responders in LA County exceeded that goal of 3,000. I believe the number was actually over 3,400 units to aid to this. What's critical for the members of the media and why this is so important is that donating blood as a cultural element is something that we've seen a lack of understanding of its critical importance, particularly over the last 2 decades. Blood donors in America, those donations are down more than 40% from where we were 20 years ago. And yet at the same time, most Americans believe that if they're involved in a catastrophic injury or collision or some other unfortunate fate, that there'll be a ready supply of blood. And the Red Cross stands every day, 24 hours a day, to provide that critical supply, that lifeline to save lives. But it is entirely dependent on a volunteer group of Americans to step forward and donate. This effort today is meant to bring awareness and attention. It's also meant to demonstrate yet again that first responders, the heroes of our communities, are there to offer their services, their protections, their dedication to the safety and the welfare of our communities. And this is just yet another small example. It's been a privilege to take on the task of being this year's executive chairman, if you will. My challenge is to my counterpart in Chief Crowley in LA Fire. Let's go at this.
Let's go.
And as well as Sheriff Luna could not be here today, but to Under Sheriff April Tardy, thank you. We recognize we're up for the game.
Yes.
And we've got between now and I believe it's March 31st to take this on. But while we're having this friendly competition, and there's no better brother and sisterhood than law enforcement to join alongside each other, and regardless of the badge or the uniform we wear, for such a critical need, we also ask that the community see this as an opportunity to join at a local level, meet officers, senior leads, commanding officers. I'll be out and about as well as other command and staff officers as an opportunity to talk with us. And we'll have an opportunity at the same time to take some blood. I won't take it, but the professionals will. And we'll, if you participate in this while supplies last, you'll be the beneficiary of a T-shirt. But regardless of supplies of the T-shirts, you'll be a recipient of the goodwill of the lives of the thousands of people that are saved by this engagement. So thank you for your attention here today. And I now introduce a partner in the safety of this city that we are so much dependent on one another. And I'm proud of her work and her leadership of what I think is the greatest fire department in America, and that is the Los Angeles Fire Department. And this is Chief Kristen Crawley.
Thank you. Let's see those veins, right? We're ready. All right. Well, good afternoon, everyone. It is such an honor to be here. Again, my name is Kristen Crowley, and I am the proud fire chief of the Los Angeles City Fire Department. Thank you, everybody, for being here. And I tell you, today, we all know why we're here. We're gathered in the heart of Los Angeles for a cause that transcends our daily duties. The Battle of the Badges Blood Drive. This initiative is much, much more than just a friendly competition, and we keep saying a friendly competition. But I tell you, the LAFD is absolutely up for it, and we stand here strong side by side with our public safety partners, and I'm very, very proud to be here. Now, this is a testament to our own shared commitment to serve and to protect communities in every single way possible. So every year, the LAFD firefighters and paramedics, alongside with our colleagues in law enforcement, EMS, and other emergency services, engage in this, and I love this word, spirited battle, not to outdo one another, but to unite all of us for a common cause and a goal. And that is to first and foremost in any way possible to save lives. The Battle of the Badges is such a powerful reminder that the need for blood knows no season, no holiday, and certainly no uniform. In Los Angeles, an incredible city known for its vibrant spirit and resilience, the need for blood donations is constant and consistent. As first responders, I tell you, we witness firsthand each and every day how just a single donation can mean the difference between life and death. And in 2023, your LAFD responded to 72,940 trauma-related emergencies. Many of those patients needed the life-saving blood transfusions that we're talking about today. Also today, we're not just firefighters, police officers, or paramedics. We are true advocates for the cause that touches the lives of countless individuals. And to everyone who has rolled up their sleeves to donate, we extend our deepest, deepest gratitude. Your contribution is a beacon of hope for those in need. And to those who are still contemplating and listening out there, we encourage you to join us in this life-saving mission. And your participation in the Battle of the Badges is a powerful act of service. And everybody here understands intrinsically what that means. Service is everything to us. And you can be a large, large part of that and make a true difference. Now with service, this epitomizes the spirit of Los Angeles, a city that stands together in times of need. So as we continue this friendly rivalry, let us remember that in the end, our community emerges as the true winner. Together, let's make a difference this year. Let's beat that 3,400 or so donations. The LAFD is up for it, Chief Moore, and our constituents here and our partners. So we'll see. The LAFD is absolutely really excited to be a part of this, and it's an honor to be here to represent the LAFD. So thank you, everyone. Stay safe. And now is my true honor and privilege to introduce the Undersheriff, Los Angeles County Sheriffs, and that is April Tardy. Ma'am.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. First and foremost, I would like to recognize and thank the American Red Cross and Chief Moore and my fellow partners here and military personnel for their cooperation, coordination, and participation in this life-saving campaign. Donating blood is truly saving lives. In 2016, Lakewood deputy Chad Vanderberg was shot in the line of duty. The bullet severed an artery and required a blood transfusion for this injury. During his 10-hour surgery, he needed 60 pounds of blood. He believes today he's alive because of the blood transfusion. Last year, we held 12 blood drives. We collected 461 units of blood, and today we have 8 blood drives currently scheduled for this year. A blood drive in memory of Deputy Ryan Klinkenbroomer, who was tragically shot and killed on September 16th, 2023, will be held on January 29th at the Henry Mayo Newhall Hospital between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. Please show your love, respect, and support for the Klinkenbroomer family and for our Antelope Valley family. So, on behalf of Sheriff Robert Luna, the men and women of Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, and the people that we serve, we are encouraging you to come out and give blood. And we accept the challenge. And I look forward to exceeding the amount from last year as well. It's my pleasure to introduce Ms. Mahogany Thomas, Supervisory U.S. Probation Officer. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mahogany Thomas, and as stated, I am a Supervisory U.S. Probation Officer. I work for the U.S. District Courts, and I want to thank Chief Moore and Under Sheriff Tardy, LA Fire Chief Crowley, and American Red Cross CEO Joanne Nolan, and all the departments and participating agencies for your continuous and unwavering support for this campaign. Battle of the Badges has always taken place in January, and that's always been by design because it's a critical month for blood donations. Donations historically drop during this month because of the holidays and the kids being on break, but patients don't get a break from needing blood. And that's why it's so important that the Los Angeles law enforcement first responder community shows up in droves every year for this campaign. It's hard to believe that the Southern California Battle of the Badges has been around for almost 20 years. So I'm going to tell you a little story of Battle of the Badges' humble beginnings. So back in 2007, I was still fairly new to Los Angeles, and I had what I thought was a great idea: to invite all the badge-carrying agencies and departments in the greater Los Angeles area to commit to run a blood drive during the first week of January to see which agency could donate the most blood and ultimately save the most lives. But it turns out that this idea was actually insane. But I certainly didn't think so back then, but that was because I really had no idea what I was doing or what I was in for. I had never organized a blood drive or ran a blood drive in my life, but I had participated in many. So I naturally thought that gave me the proper qualifications. I didn't give too much thought about the astronomical logistics to coordinate such a drive, or the fact that some people would rather sit in traffic on the 405 instead of donating blood and would need a little bit more convincing. I was just on a mission to keep the Los Angeles blood supply fully stocked, and I also knew through firsthand experience that law enforcement officers tend to be on the competitive side, particularly with each other. So being very young and having no fear of rejection, the SoCal Battle of the Badges was born. The first order of business and the key to this whole campaign's success was the team that was formed to make this happen. Our Battle of the Badges team was and still is full of officers called to a cause they commit to on top of their day-to-day duties, often stressful. With the full support from my administration and continued full support of my chief, Natasha Mingo, a little committee of dedicated U.S. probation officers was formed. We met during our lunch breaks, we met after hours, and we sent out invitations to participate in Battle of the Badges to every agency we could think of. And then we just hit the pavement. We went from agency to agency, precinct to precinct, talking about our blood drive. During field work, my partner and I, and fellow committee member Shalimar Hooks, we would pop into precincts and do what we do best: talk. It went something like this: "Hey, I'm Mahogany Thomas with U.S. Probation, here to pick up a police report. And also, do you want to do a blood drive? It'll be fun." And guess what? Everyone said yes. Because the number one reason that people do not donate blood is because they are never asked. So after partnering up with the amazing Red Cross organization, who never cease to amaze me with how tirelessly they work for our communities, almost 2 decades later, here we are, the largest law enforcement blood drive in the nation, recognized by the White House on 2 separate occasions, spearheaded today by the Los Angeles Police Department Chief of Police, Michael Moore, bringing together local, county, state, and federal agencies for a common cause of giving back to our communities and a little bit of competition sprinkled in. See, once these agencies started to come on board back in 2007, they never left. We just keep adding. So if you're watching this and you know that your badge-carrying agency is not involved yet, give us a call. Visit the website. It'll be fun. Blood donations are as crucial as ever. We all know someone that has needed a blood donation or will need a donation in the future. Let's continue to work together to make sure that no one ever, in times of crisis, needs to worry about the availability of blood during their time of need. Thank you.